I'm Kay Kamunggol. I've been in Australia since I was 2 years old. Pero kahit dito na ako lumaki, marunong at matatas pa rin ako magtagalog.
Kumusta ug maayong adlaw kabayan? Welcome back to the Pinoy Expat. My name is Icon and I am your host. Dito sa Pinoy Expat, pag-uusapan natin ang iba't ibang aspeto ng buhay ng Pilipino sa ibang bansa. Ngayong araw kasama natin si Kay, isang Pilipina na nag-migrate dito when she was only 2 years old, pero ngayon nakakasalita ng fluent Tagalog. Samahan niyo ako at pakinggan natin ang kanyang kwento. Kay, good afternoon. Thank you for being here.
Thank you for coming.
Thank you for giving me this chance and opportunity to share your story. So, nag-move dito yung family mo when you were only 2 years old.
Correct.
Pero ikaw very fluent and natural yung Tagalog mo. Meron bang rule sa bahay ninyo about speaking Tagalog?
Dati, kasi first language namin is Tagalog, bawal kami mag-English sa bahay. So when I started school, my teacher told my parents that I'm gonna be exposed to English no matter what in Australia. Lahat ng papanoorin namin, mababasa namin sa school, everywhere is English. So she really encouraged my parents na sa bahay, Tagalog kayo. And then also when my grandparents were living with us, kasi hindi sila nag-i-English. So natural lang na pagkausap namin sila, Tagalog namin sila kausap.
And that's very nice na yung teacher mismo nag-encourage na Tagalog kayo sa bahay. So, how was this rule enforced sa bahay?
Actually, hindi ko na maalala kung paano, but I just remember na tuwing mag-i-English kami, pinapaulit nila sa amin ng Tagalog.
Okay. So, hindi naman na like, alam mo yun, papaluin o
Hindi naman.
Hindi naman.
Parang reminder lang, reminder.
Okay. Like, paano yan in Tagalog? Ganon.
Parang ulitin mo ano yan sa Tagalog.
That's really nice and admirable sa parents mo.
Actually, now that with my kids, I found how hard it is.
Okay.
Parang ang hirap pala na paulit, it takes patience. So, I'm thankful na ginawa nila yon.
Na talagang nagtiyaga at nagpasensya sila sa inyo.
Growing up, my parents also had a Filipino movie renting business. Nagpaparenta sila ng Filipino movies. So, napansin nila na maraming Filipino dito na they get homesick and they wanna have the entertainment of Philippines. This is before TFC. Bago pa mag-TFC, mga Pilipino dito parang naghahanap ng yung Channel 2, mga movies, ganon. So, they had a business na nagpapa-arkila sila ng Filipino movies.
So, parang Video City, ganon.
Yeah, so Blockbuster, ganon.
Right.
Pero sa bahay lang. And then, so lahat ng mga Filipino movies, napapanood ko.
Right.
So, yeah, I was very exposed to Filipino entertainment.
So, dito ka na lumaki, what did being Filipino mean to you as a child?
I think it gave me a sense of identity, knowing that I have something that I can be proud of as well. When I first started school, we were in Wiley Park area. Walang masyadong Pilipino doon.
Okay.
But when we moved to Western Sydney, that's when I found there was a lot of Filipinos here. And I think having the exposure at home ng culture, then having the language as well, it gave me some connection with other people. Na parang, even though I'm in Australia, there's also a part of me that can have another community that you can get along with other people, that you have something to connect with.
Now, was there a certain time na nasabi mo na, ay, Pilipino talaga ako? Kasi, apart from being able to speak Tagalog, ano pa yung ibang bagay na nasabi mo na, ay, Pilipino talaga ako?
That's a hard question. I'm not sure.
Maybe, I don't know, siguro nakaka-relate ka sa kanila na, ay, alam ko yung laro na yan, or alam ko yung food.
I think tuwing umuwi kami ng Philippines, I can still get along with people there. In high school, not so much childhood. Nung high school, madalas ako umuwi ng Philippines. Kahit hindi kasama parents ko, gusto kong pupunta doon. And I get to I get to hang out with my cousins' friends in high school. And the fact that we had TFC growing up, we had all of that exposure to the culture, nakaka-relate ako sa kanila. Parang alam mo yung himig handog?
Oh, okay. Yep.
Yung mga songs doon. Nagugulat sila, ha? Alam mo yung mga kanta na yun? Or there's things like that na, di ba taga-Australia ka, but pati yung slang ng mga Philippines, alam mo, it's like, TFC kasi.
And tuwing naririnig mo yun na sinasabi sila, they get surprised. Uy, marunong ka pag-Tagalog for one, nasa Australia ka, tapos, uy, alam mo yung mga, you can relate. How do you feel na tuwing naririnig mo or sinasabi nila yun sa'yo?
Parang nakaka-proud na parang, like, I'm not trying, but I can relate to you. And on a certain level, I feel that they become more comfortable with me kasi we can connect in that way. Because I feel like there were times where I'll go to the Philippines, pag sinabing taga-Australia, parang nahihiya sila or ayaw nila akong kausapin dahil, Inglesera yan. Tapos once you break that ice na, hindi ako Inglesera, hindi ka mano-nosebleed sa akin.
Was there a time din na parang you had to break the ice and then how did you do it?
So we used to go, I was part of a big church community with Singles for Christ, Couples for Christ, ganon. So pag umuwi kami, we meet like missionaries or like we go to provinces and do mission work. Pag ayaw nila akong kakasapin ko sila ng Tagalog. Parang, lalo na yung mga provinces, Manila, Makati, those areas, they're okay. Nag-i-English mga tao doon. But if you go into the provinces, doon yung mga matatakot sila.
Parang, paano ba to English? Ang hirap. So now you break the ice
by speaking the language, yeah.
Do you remember the first time na na-realize mo na hindi pala lahat ng batang Pilipino marunong mag-Tagalog?
Yes. So when I used to go to my friends' houses, alam mo yun yung, hi tita, hi tito, mano po? And then they're like, hala, marunong ka mag-Tagalog? Turuan mo nga yung anak ko.
Right.
So yun yung, it was such a common phrase that I would hear from my friends' parents. Turuan mo yung anak ko. Parang, paano ko tuturuan anak mo?
and back then, how would you feel when you realize na, oo nga no, hindi nga pala sila magtagalog. Ako lang yung nagtatagalog among my friends. How did you feel back then?
Meron naman ako mga kaibigan na nagtatagalog. Like, don't get me wrong, it's not everybody.
Right.
But it was a large population that I would grow up with. I would hang out with people and when I go to their houses, their parents would mention it. Yung anak ko hindi nagtatagalog. But a lot of them can understand it kasi kinakausap naman sila ng parents, hindi lang sila sumasagot ng Tagalog, which is a common thing even now.
So a lot of kids and even adults, I think they can understand Tagalog pero hirap silang
magsalita. Yeah.
Okay. Growing up between two cultures, kasi you have your Filipino heritage, yung culture sa bahay, yung Tagalog, and then everywhere around you, it's Australian. Was there ever a phase that you tried to fit and be more Australian than Filipino?
Maybe when people would question my accent. They're like, oh, you grew up in Australia, how come you don't have an Aussie accent?
Okay.
Because minsan kung sino kausap ko, dun ako na my accent changes.
Okay.
And the parents or Filipinos, when they come here, they have an American accent.
Right.
And so dun ako na minsan yung English ko but then you have your friends, when I start hanging around them, medyo nagbabago minsan. I'll have some Aussie twang. But it depends on who I talk to. So minsan na or there'll be times where I would mention a Filipino, like say McDo. It's like, oh, let's go to McDo. They're like, McDo? It's Macca's. Parang,
okay.
I'm like, oh, mas may hiya ako. I'm sorry. And then they had I don't know if they use the term much anymore, but they used to call me a freshie. Do you know what that is?
A freshie? Fresh off the boat?
Yeah.
Okay.
So usually when people come from the Philippines or usually from the Philippines, and bagong dating lang, they have that accent, di ba? Yung Filipino accent. They call them a freshie. Like they're fresh from the Philippines. I've been here since I was 2, but they still called me a freshie.
Simply because of your accent?
Because of or just because I speak it and because all culturally I've fully embraced Filipino culture. And they're like, yeah, she's freshie.
And was it like an insult to you, or how did you feel back then? They're calling me freshie, but I was here.
I think it's the intent.
Right.
So some people can call me a freshie, and I'm like, yep, okay. But then if if their intent is to insult you, you're a freshie. Yun yung parang, what's your intention of calling me that?
Okay. There was a big discussion online about Filipino kids, not only in Australia or other countries, but mga Filipino kids sa Pilipinas mismo na hindi nagtatagalog. And minsan yung ibang parents, they take pride in that. What can you say about this?
So sad. I think there's 2 things to that. Because I've asked a lot of people about this. And I even had this discussion with my husband kasi sa Philippines siya lumaki. Tapos minsan pagkausap namin yung mga bata, I'm trying to talk to my kids in Tagalog, pero I noticed that mas kausap niya ng English yung mga bata. And so I questioned them about this. Sabi niya, sa Philippines kasi, even in school, they had a lot of rules against Tagalog.
Okay.
There's a lot of schools na may penalty kapag magtatagalog ka. Yeah, it's a English-only areas. Pati sa mga parang cafeteria or there's only certain subjects that you can speak Tagalog. But outside of that, have you heard this?
No, this is the first time I'm hearing this.
So, there's some schools na ganon, na bawal magtagalog. In Philippines bawal magtagalog, English only. And I think they had a perception that English is connected to intelligence.
Yeah, I think I can agree. Kasi meron ngang specialized subjects na halimbawa mother tongue language. Na para bang kailangan pang i-enforce yung, okay, sa subject na to mother tongue lang tayo. Hindi ba dapat parang default mother tongue tapos may subject lang
I think
na English?
not all schools. I know there's certain schools na ganon. Because I spoke to a few people and meron ang ganong rule. I'm like, why is there a rule like that in the Philippines? And then secondly, I think the media that people are consuming,
Yep.
mas marami ng English, especially the education, dati merong siniskwela, merong batibot, merong, the kids shows that are in Tagalog. Pero ngayon, I think it's very limited. Kasi ang pinapanood na ng mga tao, English.
Dora.
Dora Spanish, but I don't, even yung mga Peppa Pig, Bluey, all of the sikat na children's shows ngayon is English. And I think kulang ang Filipino kids media. I also tried looking at books before when I was trying to find resources. Tapos sabi ko, yung ibang books, there might be better books than the ones I saw. But there were some books na grabe yung lessons nila. Brutal. Sabi ko, why are the stories like this? They're so brutal. Yung mga, tawag dito, yung isang binasa ko sa anak ko, it was trying to teach about being kind. So yung the dog that wasn't being kind na lason. Or something like that. Or yung bubuyog na sinabihan ng nanay na wag hipuin yung apoy. But he did it anyway, namatay. Or it's very brutal. Sabi ko, why are the stories like this?
I think I can agree kasi parang growing up, medyo alam ko nga din yung mga books na parang gano'n na, thinking about it now, and you mentioning that one, oo nga, no, medyo brutal kasi. Yeah.
I was like, so, some people want to nice creative stories. Na, I'm sure there are books like that, but I think there's a lot of other books na medyo yung theme nila is not as friendly. So if there's other books, show me.
If you were given the chance then na baguhin itong ganito na sistema na sa school, halimbawa yung sabi mo na
I'm not sure if they still do that.
Okay.
This was, I think, a generation na now they're trying to teach their kids, but they speak to their kids in English. Kasi they have that mentality from school na dati bawal kaming mag-Tagalog. So, and I think when you're explaining things, it's so much easier to explain things in English, like complicated topics.
Kasi naiisip ko lang, there's someone na pamangkin niya daw sa Pilipinas, hindi nagtatagalog. Never. Not a word in Tagalog. Pero bata pa siya, nasa Pilipinas siya, lahat ng tao sa paligid niya would talk to him in English. Siya ngayon, English-speaking lang talaga. And I just don't understand. Hindi ko maintindihan ba't ganun.
I met this person in a restaurant one day na I don't know how this conversation started. Basta there was his child and two Filipino kids. They were playing. Tapos I think he was from America or something. Tapos sabi ko, does your child speak Tagalog? Sabi, no, he doesn't need to learn. Tapos sabi ko, why? He's still young, kaya niya pa. He goes, hindi, yung mga tao mag-a-adjust sa kanya. Parang close na siya na my child doesn't need it. He can already speak English, everyone else would, It made me so sad.
Parang ang lungkot na parang dahan-dahan pinapatay yung Tagalog.
And plus, it's a skill. Why are you
downplaying it?
Yeah, it's different when you're trying to teach your kids and then they didn't learn. You tried. But if you're already close, it's like, no, he doesn't need to learn. And I've seen a lot of videos of people older that they were sad that they weren't taught as kids.
Yep.
They were like, I could have learned and now I regret not learning. So ngayon pa lang sila natututo. Yeah, it's only now, but it's harder as adults.
Yeah.
But yeah, I'm seeing a lot of people trying now that they didn't have that exposure when they were younger.
Now that you notice that trend or pattern ba, and some actually adults, you said na nanghihinayang sila na, Mama, Daddy, sana tinuruan
Ba't hindi mo
ng
ako
Tagalog."
tinuruan?
Oo,
Yeah.
ganun. What made you decide na itong bagay na to, this isn't just something that you want to talk about, but you want to do something about?
So when I had my own son, I wanted to teach him Tagalog as well. And then so when I had a little bit more time, we were making videos. So I was just posting them online. It was like Tagalog Thursdays. You know.
Right. Okay.
So yung parang casual interactions lang with my son that we're
In Tagalog.
in Tagalog. So I was teaching him Tagalog. And then, a lot of people, sa ano ko lang naman, sa Facebook circle ko lang, a lot of people were reacting and natutuwa sila, naaaliw sila. And they're like, oh, you know, you should make a series out of this. And people are like, oh, you should, my kids are watching this, they're learning from it, ganon. So, when people approach me to try to teach other people other people the language, sabi ko, for one, hindi ako teacher.
Okay.
I'm not a teacher, but it inspired me to do something or to have some sort of resource. So I started doing some research on what is already out there. And yung isang nakakatawa, I saw an Amazon review on this book. And the complaint was, there was a photo of a fan, pero ang translation niya is tagahanga.
What?
Tagahanga!
Fan! Oh my God, tagahanga.
And then I was like, they're using Google Translate or some sort of translation. Hindi finact check. I was like, what kind of resources are out there? I saw other flashcards that had orange, and instead of kahel, it's orange.
Orange, right? Parang Tagalize.
Yeah.
Tagalize.
Or teacher was teacher, but it's guro, right?
It's guro, oo.
So I was like, it just made me question what was already out there, and then I wanted to see what I can do. So I ended up making my own product to try to see what I can help.
So tell us about your product then. Nandito sa table natin. Tell us about it.
So I ended up making Word Fiesta. These are flashcards. So I have two sets. Yung isa, verbs. So when I was trying to research what kind of word to put in the flashcards, a lot of the flashcards that I saw at the time were all like colors or like numbers, like simple things like that. But what I wanted to use were words that you would use in everyday life. So I have verbs. So things that you do every day. So it was to help not only parents teach the kids, but also yung mga parents that they don't know where to start.
Yeah, okay.
Kasi, like I said, a lot of parents that a lot of my generation, they didn't learn to speak it themselves, so they can also kind of have a resource where to start. So I thought the best place to start is words that we use every day.
Right.
So like cooking, like luto, tulog.
Let's show it to the camera para
Sige.
makita natin.
Like say this one, takbo, which is run. So I have the English word down here. I've got illustration, which the illustrations are my kids. So they're my kids. That's my daughter and that's my son. And then you have the Tagalog word at the top.
Okay.
And then sa likod, it has the past, present, future, and then a sample sentence, and then the translation. Pag yung Tagalog kasi, it's so, marami siyang ways of changing tenses. Or depending on who's doing it. So this isn't the only way to change the tenses, but it's like most simple one. So lakad is, what is it? Past is naglakad, present is naglalakad, and future is maglalakad. So you add the mag and nag.
It's ang maganda siya kasi it's very easy to understand. Kahit na alam mo yun, basic Tagalog lang siguro alam mo, or even ikaw as a parent na Tagalog, tapos tuturuan mo yung anak mo, I don't think they're going to have a hard time teaching.
Actually, some of the feedback that I got from this is, yes, you can learn it, but unless you really understand, kailangan may guidance pa rin.
Right, okay.
And the biggest feedback that I have is the pronunciation.
Okay.
How do people pronounce it?
Okay, so yun yung challenge.
That's the challenge.
So kung yung nagtuturo mismo, hindi niya alam yung pronunciation, hindi niya intindihan yung word, it's going to be lost in translation talaga.
It's difficult. So I think I need to come up with more ways to address those. I have some plans, but it needs capital.
Okay. So baka may nanonood dyan na willing maging partner ni Kay. Okay. And that's really admirable kasi siguro in a way yung curiosity mo and yung frustration mo rin siguro, it turned into something really tangible na okay, if you want to teach your kids Tagalog, pwede kang magsimula dito. That's really nice.
So this one was verbs. Yung isa naman is adjectives and opposites. So like description words. So eto, things that you do every day. And then the other ones are how how to describe things. So,
Right.
yeah.
And saan ba namin to mabibili sa ngayon?
So, it's available on my website. So,
Link in the
link
description.
it somewhere.
So that's nice from your passion to really action, and then ayan na ngayon, hopefully maging more business na siya for you. And
Yes.
thank you for doing that, by the way.
Oh, thank you for letting me share about it.
So itong tanong ko, dalawa yung anak mo, sila yung nandun. Now that you have them, how hard is it teaching them Tagalog? Ginamit mo ba to sa kanila? How did it happen? How was the experience for you?
Actually, it's hard.
Hard.
It's hard pala. You know, going into this, I was so confident. I was like, you know, my parents taught me, should be easy. My husband grew up in the Philippines, should be easy. Pero because, like I said, I grew up here, when I'm explaining things, my kids have so many questions. And then when they ask questions, sometimes the answer is too long and technical. Ang hirap i-explain sa Tagalog.
Yeah.
Kasi ang Tagalog, ang lalim, di ba? Yung, kung dire-diretsong Tagalog, it becomes Taglish or sometimes their questions too hard. So, yung everyday things like, oh, tara, kain na tayo, or magbihis ka na, they can understand that very well.
Okay.
So, fluently, they can understand. The challenge is getting them to speak it. So, even like I was practicing with my daughter the other day with the cards again. If I tell her the Tagalog and then I ask her, what does this mean? She knows the English.
Okay.
She'll tell me, okay, so kain means to eat. Pero if I go, what's eat in Tagalog? Well, eat is easy. She actually knows that one. But there's some words that if I ask her in English, translated to me in Tagalog, that's where the
Mahirapan
challenge comes in. So even when I was studying, because I did Filipino in HSC, so the way they taught us and examined us, there's 4 ways. So one is your reading comprehension.
Right.
If you read something, do you understand? The second is listening. We'll listen to a recording and then they ask us questions about that. So that's yung nga, reading, listening. Speaking is conversation. And then writing. So pinakamahirap yung writing tsaka speaking. So listening and reading, I think we'll start there muna.
Okay. So, yung kasi kanina nakwento mo, yung teacher mo ang nagsabi sa parents mo na turuan niyo siya ng Tagalog kasi ma-expose naman siya anyway in English. Meron din bang teacher yung kids mo na nagsabi sa iyo niyan ngayon?
No, kasi ako yung nagsasabi.
Okay.
Because we already had that exposure, like from what my parents have taught me, kami na mismo yung nagsasabi nun. Pero yeah, like I said, it's very challenging. Kasi akala ko madali. Everyone said, before they started school, when I was teaching them Tagalog, everyone saying, once they go to school, makakalimutan na nila yan. Sabi ko, hindi pwede. I mean, I know it can be done. Kaya lang, it takes consistent.
What do you think would you feel if eventually you realize, oh my God, they grew up, how old na sila ngayon?
So my son is 9, my daughter is 6.
So let's say they get to, teenager na, tapos you realize, oh my God, hindi na sila marunong mag-Tagalog. How do you think would you feel if mangyari yun?
Part of me would feel guilty na parang napabayaan ko. At the same time, though, I want them na sila mismo ang gustong matuto.
Right.
Because as much as we expose them, if they don't want to, it's hard. Because you can't really learn things that you yourself are refusing to process.
Yep.
So I know a lot of parents are like, my son's not interested. And so they give up. But pinaka magandang gawin is exposure talaga. Basta naririnig nila, like on a daily basis, may mapipick up at may mapipick up sila.
Yep. So in terms of exposure, other than talking to them in Tagalog talaga, ano pa yung ibang means of exposure mo?
So we'll listen to Filipino music sometimes. Sometimes I would put Tagalog movies on, pero I don't know.
Well, what about yung
the
parang...
Tagalog movies now, I don't know, hindi pang bata.
Yeah, fair enough. Siguro YouTube na lang na yung Tom Sawyer, mga ganon na parang Tagalog. Meron sa YouTube, may Tom Sawyer sa YouTube.
Okay. There was a point where we're watching Blippi in the nakadub ng Tagalog.
Oo. Parang medyo mahirap din, sa totoo lang.
Yeah, pero now there's like even there's the guy from Wiggles that is trying to introduce Filipino songs like Bahay Kubo and things like that. Just exposing, like we have a big family. Malaki yung pamilya namin, maraming bata. So, whenever we have family gatherings, they're exposed there. Kasi lahat ng lola, lolo, nagtatagalog kami lahat, yeah.
What about yung mga kids dun sa family gathering na yon? Nagtatagalog din ba sila? Or is it just your kids you're trying to?
I have a cousin na their kids speak it. But there's like cousins who are half, or yung partner nila hindi nagtatagalog. So it's harder when you have only one parent in the household that speaks the language. So, halo.
So, medyo challenging din talaga no pag ikaw lang, ganyan.
Yeah, so when they all speak to each other, it's English. So, yun yung mahirap.
So ikaw talagang you're striving na turuan yung anak mo, yung mga anak mo na magtagalog. And you mentioned kanina, meron ding ibang parents na sabi, turuan mo nga yung anak ko. Ano sa tingin mo yung challenge ng mga parents ng Pilipino na parents na nasa ibang bansa when it comes to teaching their kids Tagalog? Like katulad yung nabanggit mo nga na sinabi sa'yo, you should do a flashcard or something like that. Ano yung mga challenges kaya nila teaching their kids Tagalog?
One, resources. So where can you find resources to teach? Two is if the parents mismo hindi masyadong magaling magtagalog or hindi sila confident sa sarili nilang Tagalog, then they don't have the confidence to teach their own kids. I think I think that's the main hindrance. A lot of the people that I know growing up that could understand but couldn't speak, they were parang nahihiya sila magsalita because of their accent. Dahil natutokso sila because, Tagalog. Or basta yung accent nila, it hindered themselves from speaking it. So then, how do they teach their kids if sila mismo hindi confident sa Tagalog nila?
And what do you think ang possible na solution sa mga issues na to? Ano kayang magandang gawin? Exposure, repetition, and just like a community. Okay.
When you have a group of people that are striving for the same goal, then it's easier. Kasi when you're just ikaw lang at home, it can get discouraging and you don't have the support that you need for it. So yeah, community, repetition, exposure, they're the main.
And I think I totally agree dun sa community na part kasi kapag ikaw lang yung nakakausap ng anak mo na Tagalog, paglabas niya, lahat English na. Pero kung halimbawa may kapitbahay ka na Pilipino, at kausapin mo siya, Tagalog mo kausapin yung anak ko, ha? Parang ganon. So ngayon, yung anak mo mapipilitan na, okay, paano ba ito yung Tagalog?
That's why I tell my parents as well, can you try as much as possible kausapin sila ng Tagalog? Or like even my husband's mom, pwede Tagalog niyo po kausapin. Ganyan.
So that, they're more exposed and they don't lose it. Yeah. So, ngayon, ginawa mo yung Word Fiesta. Gano'n na ba ito katagal?
So, I created that in 2023.
So,
End of 2023.
2.5 years, about 2.5 years. Was there a moment na may lumapit sa'yo na parent na sinabing, salamat sa Word Fiesta, naturuan ko kahit paano yung anak ko ng Tagalog?
When I first launched this, because I was also releasing some videos back then, I think people were encouraged that it can be done.
All right.
So I think they were inspired to take action. Not so much just my flashcards, but just when I was advocating to teach the language to your kids, people were inspired to do that. So when you don't hear it from anybody, parang, oh yeah, English is fine. The fact that I was advocating for learning your second language, being bilingual, things like that, people were inspired to do that. So it's not directly my resources, but just the conviction and people hearing about it.
Right, okay. Yung advocacy mo lang at saka yung passion mo, naturuan niyo yung anak mo na
Yeah.
Tagalog.
So that was the parang thank you, or like I'll get my kids to watch this. Sayang lang hindi ko hindi ko natuloy.
That's okay. It's never too late. Kasi lalo pa ngayon, ang daming Pilipino na dumadating dito, ang daming freshie.
Yeah.
Oo, ganun. So, at saka alam mo yun, katulad ng sabi ko kanina, na mga bata sa Pilipinas mismo, hindi nagtatagalog. Bakit? Nasa Pilipinas kayo, dapat Tagalog kayo. Parang ganun. But hopefully, alam mo yun, when people see this video interview na, uy, siya 2 years old na sa Australia, pero tingnan mo siya nagtatagalog. So, it can be definitely...
Yung sister ko dito pinanganak, matatas din siya.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Fluent din siya talaga mag-Tagalog. So, kudos to your parents.
Yeah.
Yeah, galing
Thanks,
nila.
Mom. Thanks, Dad.
For Filipino parents na, who want to teach their kids Tagalog, pero feeling nila parang too late na, malaki na yung anak ko, where do you think should they start?
At home. that's the best place to start. Kasi you have a relationship with your kids and just start with conversations. Just put in little Tagalog words every now and then. So like I said, the words that I used in the verbs set are words that you use in everyday language. So even if you just replace kahit Taglish, you start off with Taglish, just fill in certain English words with Tagalog words, and then I think you can just start there for now.
Yep.
Because a lot of Filipinos, they don't even speak diretso Tagalog. Parang, wow, lalim.
True.
So just start with like filler words.
And I agree, the more exposed they are sa Tagalog na words, the more nakausapin mo siya. It's not like hindi mo i-explain sa kanila ano yan.
Yeah.
Diba? Explain mo
It
naman,
doesn't have to be
clear.
formal lessons.
True.
You just start off with conversations. People now, they watch all this Korean, Japanese, marami silang
Napipick up na words.
Yeah, and they replace, it becomes part of your everyday language na saranghe,
Anong sayo?
If you can do that with Korean, Spanish, or other words, we can do that in Filipino.
Yeah. And actually, maraming ang mga white na foreigners na vloggers na ang tagal na sa Pilipinas, so they picked up a word or two, even yung iba, full sentences na magtagalog. So kung kaya nung mga foreigners na yun, kaya
definitely. Yeah, it's never too late to learn a new skill. So it's never too late to learn a new language. It's not even new. Like if you're already Filipino,
then madali na lang.
Yeah.
So, we are now towards the end of our interview. Maraming salamat, ang bilis ng oras. But last question for you, looking at your kids today, what does it mean to you kapag naririnig mo sila na nagsasalita ng language na alam mo, na talagang yung root na mother tongue mo?
Actually, kinikilig ako.
Okay.
I don't know why. Like parang, until it becomes like really second nature na hindi na, but kinikilig ako when I hear, Tagalog but I don't want to make it so like,
A very big deal.
yeah, kasi then they'll make a big deal out of it. It has to become second nature. Pero inside, kinikilig ako when I'm like, may na-pick up ka.
Okay. Yeah. If you have any message, if you can give any message to your parents now, kasi syempre sila nagturo sa'yo ng Tagalog, what would it be?
Salamat. I think it was very hard now that as a parent, it's very hard. Like I know now. Well, first of all, salamat na dinala mo kami sa Australia for the many opportunities that you gave our family here, but also helping us, me and my sister, helping us not forget our roots. I think it's a very admirable thing to move to another country, help us assimilate. So you didn't let us, not become Australian, but at the same time help us keep our roots. I think it's I'm just very thankful. Thank you.
Yes, well, thank you din so much, Kay, for your time. It's really inspiring when nung nalaman ko na 2 years old ka pa lang nung nag-migrate kayo dito, pero wait lang, nakausap ko siya last time, very Tagalog siya. Kahit yung English mo, actually, it's Tagalog na English. Kumbaga Filipino na English. Hindi siya.
That's why people question me. I'm like, 2 years old ka pa talaga? Bakit yung English mo hindi Aussie?
Yeah, true. So I was very keen to hear your story, and thank you so much for sharing your story. And hopefully marami ding parents na ma-inspire na, kaya pala. Yes. Well, that is it, guys. Kay Kamonggol, 2 years old, nag-migrate dito, pero super, matatas.
Matatas.
Tagalog.
May natuto ka sa akin.
Bagong word yan. Well, this has been another wonderful episode of The Pinoy Expat. If you want more videos like this, make sure to subscribe to our channel and follow us on Facebook. Once again, my name is Icon, and you're watching The Pinoy Expat. See ya!
Bye!